Hi, and welcome to Kids E-Series, Building Strong Foundations in Your Child. I am Mrs. Bernice Mukesh. They call me Ms. B, a mother of two lovely children and also an early childhood educator, a Montessorian with an experience of over 16 years and a phonics trainer. When speaking about English language learning, the term Jolly Phonics comes up again and again. Jolly Phonics is a fun and child-centered approach to teaching literacy through synthetic phonics. Jolly Phonics is a world-leading English literacy method that teaches children how to read and write using phonics. Phonics is a teaching of the sounds that letters make rather than the names of letters that are taught in the alphabet, because it is the sounds that are useful for reading and writing and not the names. These sounds are taught in a systematic way alongside all of the skills needed for being a fluent reader and writer. Jolly Phonics also teaches all of this in a fun and engaging way through characters, stories, actions, songs, and games. Learning phonics is the most important and essential first step to learning English. By applying phonics, one can ensure proper pronunciation from the beginning. Although only 26 letters appear in the English alphabet, the 42 sounds are created through joining letters. By teaching children how to identify these letters, they gain the ability to read by breaking down each sound when faced with a bigger word. Let's look at it. The 42 sounds. In English, even though there are only 26 letters, there are actually 42 different sounds. This is because two or more letters together sometimes make just one sound. For example, O and A says O as in boat, B-O-T. And I and E says I as in pie, P-I. Jolly Phonics teaches these 42 sounds in 7 different groups. Group 1 starts with the easiest sounds, and the sounds gradually get harder. Some sounds also have different ways of being written. For example, A-Y, A as in pay, and A-I, A as in paid. The letters A and A in Jolly Phonics, we call these alternative spellings. At first, children are taught the most simple or common way of spelling each of the 42 sounds, as seen in the picture. Later, they are introduced to the alternative sounds. The main 42 sounds of English are taught. 1 sound every day or 4 to 5 in a week. Let's look at the 5 skills taught through Jolly Phonics. The first one being learning the letter sounds. Children are taught 42 letter sounds, 1 letter, 1 sound. For example, B, D, M, etc. And digraphs, 2 letters, 1 sound, such as sh, a, and u. Using a multisensory approach, each letter sound is introduced with fun actions, stories, and songs. We teach the letter sounds in 7 groups of 6 letters at a pace of 4 to 5 sounds a week, as I told you earlier. Children can start reading after the first group of letters have been taught and should have been introduced to all the 42 letter sounds in about 9 weeks. The second skill is learning letter formation. This is taught alongside the introduction of each letter sound. Typically, children are taught the froggy legs pencil grip to ensure that they have neat handwriting. The third skill is blending. Once the first few letter sounds are learned, the first few letter sounds are S-A-T-I-P-N. After this is being taught, children learn to blend the sounds together. For instance, you can see from group 1, children are taught how to blend individual sounds together in order to read full words. For example, S, A, T, sat. And from group 1, you can make lots of 2-letter words and 3-letter words. For example, pan, tin, pat, and so on. Lots of blending practice builds reading fluency. The fourth one is segmenting. When children start reading words, they also need to start identifying the phonic components that make the word sound the way it does. By teaching blending and segmenting at the same time, children become familiar with assembling and breaking down the sounds within words. Children are taught how to hear the individual sounds in full words so that they can break them down to write and spell them correctly. For example, the word hen. When you say the word hen, children should be able to break it as h, e, n. After these 4 skills are taught, the 5th one would be tricky words. Tricky words are also called as sight words. What are tricky words? Some words do not follow the sound rules. Children are taught these words separately alongside strategies to remember them. For example, words like the, she, could, would, should, and more. These are words with irregular parts like again who and I and so on. Children learn these as exceptions to the rules of phonics. Introducing the common tricky words early in the year increases reading fluency, as they frequently occur in those first simple sentences you might expect them to read. After the child is taught the 42 letter sounds, their alternatives, and the tricky words, children would be able to read small stories, write independently, write small passages on simple topics, and more. A 5-year-old will gain confidence and fluency in reading. Are you wondering on how to help your child learn phonics? You can get in touch with me. My number is given below. I will guide you through every step of the way. Hope this was useful for you. Do leave in your comments and queries. Also do like, share, subscribe, and press the bell icon for more. Thank you. Have a great and wonderful day. I'll see you in the next video. More on Jolly Phonics coming up. Bye.